So I made a video yesterday, and I wanted to clear up some shit and clarify some shit, and, clear some things up because when I watched the video back, I realized that I said what I wanted to say at the end and what I should have said in the beginning of the video, which is that if you work a 9 to 5 job and you are happy as fuck and you go home, you have the most amazing wife, you got amazing kids, you got an amazing life, and you genuinely feel so fucking ecstatic just to be alive, and you go to work and you're like, and instead when you wake up in the morning and you hear your alarm clock, you're like, fuck yes, I get to go to work today. Like, if that's you, then do your fucking thing, and like, just know that your success is higher than most millionaires' success, because there's a lot of millionaires that don't wake up happy. They still wake up miserable. So money doesn't define happiness. Money doesn't define success. What really defines success is your happiness. Is you. You define success. So you could be successful being a manager at a job, or at like some, I don't know. Anywhere. You could be successful as a manager at McDonald's. It doesn't really matter. You can be successful as long as your internal self is successful. But my main issue, what I wanted to clear up, my main issue with the 9 to 5 job, with working a job, with getting a job, the reason why I don't want to get a job, it's all my perspective. It's all from my perspective. Because I know me. And me, personally, I do not fit in with the whole job thing. I don't know, it's a weird point of view on this because what is a job is my question. What is a job and what do you consider work? Because there's so many different types of jobs. Like, people can work a physical hard labor job all day long, but then never work their mind. And if you're not putting work in your mind, then your mind will become fragile. So I feel like there's many different types of work that we need to be doing. The main thing that everyone says that you need to do, you need to work because you need a job, because you got to pay for shit. Excuse me, I got to sneeze. Or, excuse me. But this is my theory. For me personally, I don't want a job. I might have to get, like I said in the last video, I might have to get a job, but I don't want one. Mainly because I don't want a job. Just over broke. Job. If I get a job, you'll never have more. The reason why I don't like job is because it's like an illusion to make you think that you're making money when really you just have enough money to pay for the bills and the food, but you don't have enough money for extra anything. You still struggle. Because I know what it's like. It's not like I've never worked before. I worked at a pizza place for 4 years. 40 to 50 hour weeks. Then as like the third year, well, the fourth year really, when I stopped working there completely, my hours were cut down to like 20-hour weeks. But still, 20, 30, 40, and 50-hour weeks for 4 years. There's times I'd work 12-hour shifts, or I'd get there at 8 in the morning, leave at 8 at night. And it's like, because I was also I would make the dough, I'd make the sauce, I'd make the pizza, I'd cook the pizza, I'd be the cashier, I did that, and I lived that life. And let me tell you, when I was living that life, that's the most miserable time I've ever had on this fucking planet. Next to being locked up when I was 14, when I got locked up and sent away for my, for a year at 14. Next to then the other hardest time of my life was when I was homeless in the streets, walking the cold in -7-degree weather, and I had to walk a 20-mile span in the cold because I had nowhere to go, and where I had to go was 20 miles away, and I had to find a way there, and I had no way there, so I had to walk. Luckily, this couple picked me up about 25 when I was already 75% of the way there, but they picked me up and drove me the rest of the way. But I've been through hard fucking times. I've gone, I grew up on, food stamps and welfare. If it wasn't for food stamps and SSI and SSD or whatever it's called, whatever, I would have starved and had nowhere to live. That's the type of life I grew up in. That's just what it is, right? Right now, though, I'm trying to make that change. I'm trying to make that evolutionary change. The steps that are necessary to change your reality are a lot more complicated than we realize. They're a lot more, it's harder than we think to become the best you can be. That's all I'm really worried about, right? When I'm sitting here saying, fuck that 9 to 5 job shit, I hate that shit, I don't want to get a job, I don't want to do that. When I'm sitting here saying that shit, it's like, I'm realizing why I don't want to get a job is because I want to create a job. But not even just a job. I want a fucking career. I want to be able to... My goal is I'm trying to turn my life into my job. How do you turn your life into your career? How do you turn just being you into something that can support you and your family? That's my mental process right now. And I know that because I'm so young, I have time to fuck up. That's why I'm so lenient and so laid back about this shit, right? Where it's like I have no worries on my mind. I have no worries because I'm happy as fuck now, so I know I'd be happy as fuck with a job or without a job, homeless or not or whatever. It doesn't matter. Nothing can infect my internal self unless I allow it to. No situation, no body, no person, no whatever can affect you unless you allow it to. So at the same time, that same knowledge, I can play devil's advocate with myself and say, well, if that's the case, then why don't I just get a job? Because then nothing can affect you unless you allow it to. The job takes time away from me. My time is more valuable than anything I have. My time is the most valuable thing ever. Literally. Right now I got 15 messages on Facebook that I have to eventually message back, or at least some of them, or whatever. I got comments that I got to message back on YouTube and Instagram, and comments on Minds, and comments on on BitChute, and then I got comments there's so much shit. I'm working on documentaries, I'm doing research, nonstop research. That's all I've been doing for the past fucking 2-3 months, nonstop research. Reading audiobooks, writing books, doing all this shit, right? Just trying to turn my life into my job. And right now it's not making any money, but I'm not worried. I don't do this shit for the money. I do it because I love to do it. And if it makes money in the end, then that's fucking great. Then maybe I was right. Maybe I wasn't just delusional on what I love to do. Maybe I was being practical and logical. But the practical thing to do would technically be to get a job so I can invest in my businesses, invest in my t-shirt company, invest in my herbal company, invest in all these other ideas that I have, like cryptocurrency and all this other shit, right? But I'm all about time. It's I don't know. Things will happen in the right time. For example, I'm looking at an apartment tomorrow. I'm looking at an apartment, the next day or the day after that. I'm looking at a few apartments this week to hopefully, get an apartment by next week. That'd be dope. But it's I don't know. I just wanted to clear some things up from the video yesterday and just say that just know yourself. Just know who you are. And when I say you shouldn't work, I'm talking to the people that do not want to fucking work. I'm talking to the people that go to work and just want to scream or cry or fucking hate the damn thing, that they feel so miserable going there. Those are the people I'm talking to. That it's I'm talking to the painters that work 8 hours a day and come home and are too exhausted to paint a fucking painting. I'm talking to the fucking landscapers that are working in a factory job that should be landscaping. I'm talking to the fucking... I'm talking to the scientists that want to play basketball, but they are scientists. This is what I mean. Just if you're stuck in something that is not you, then go find yourself. Then go do the things that are more you. No matter what people think, no matter what people say, no matter what. Just be yourself. Find yourself. Enjoy yourself. We get 100 years on this planet, and I'm not wasting any time doing nonsense things that is not going to bring me any value at the end of my life. You know what working that job at that pizza place did for me for 4 years did for me? It taught me that I hate my life so much, so I would come home and smoke DMT 2-3 times a day. I'd come home after work, smoke DMT. Before work, I would smoke DMT. And I think to myself, those are the only times in my life I was using a psychedelic to escape reality, because I hated that fucking place so much. I hated it. I was working so much. I had no time to make music. I had no time to spend with my kid. I had no time to do anything. So I was just so miserable. And so I was the most depressed I've ever been, besides being locked up. I wasn't even that depressed when I was homeless and walking in the cold. Like, I was happier then because I was listening to music, jamming out, writing songs. Like, I don't know. It's just, I just know who I am, and I just want to be myself. So I'm gonna be myself, and I suggest you do the same. So thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.